Hello everybody, this is NC4XL. No, I'm not going nowhere. I just wanted to share my caffeine in a cup. And as I try to set this up, I'm old-fashioned. I don't have all that fancy equipment. And if that offends some people, you got two choices. Stay and listen or not. I really want to make a video that's different, based on a lot of different things about Parks on the Air. I'm nobody special, okay? I'm just an individual that enjoys the revitalization of getting on amateur radio and not being in a contest mode, not be in a fret mode because I didn't hear the CW properly, and not be in competition with everybody else out here. Okay. I enjoy it. I started this as a hunter, and if anybody has seen my post, I didn't really see much going to happen with it because I had a 9-year window where I got out of ham radio because getting on a repeater or repeaters and checking into nets and trying to fit into the group of different types of people, and being an old senile guy, I guess, I don't fit in and I don't pretend who I'm not. And getting in there and fighting contests when at that time I couldn't afford an amplifier, and I don't own one, by the way. I don't have no fancy beams. I have an automobile with those type of antennas, or where I go into parks I have NFEDs, or I have TDLs, or Wolf River coils, dipoles. So I don't have the luxuries that some people have, and that's great that they have them. I wish that I could, but so far, working the way I have been, I've been enjoying it. I'm getting out of the house, I'm getting fresh air, I'm moving around, I'm not getting the larger and the lower anatomy, and I'm going to places I've never been before. So it's pretty good. POTA's been good. It's all that we make it. As before I said about hunters, you don't need to send a log in, but you should keep a log of all your contacts. As an activator, it's addictive. You start out being a hunter, chasing around, zing. As a hunter, are you following the app to find out where they're at, to see what parks they're in? Yesterday we had an opportunity, and we tried to post it on the app, that we were in 4 parks. And we had some people that say, well, what park are you in? Well, 2 things. They're not looking at the app. They're not able to see the app. Or they're spinning the dial. And I love dial spinners because that's how sometimes us activators get spotted. Because somebody found us the old-fashioned way before spotting pages come about. They heard us and they promoted us. So where I'm going with this is, if you're sitting at the house and you have the app there, I'm on the other side, and I don't mind answering questions when I'm asked questions. If I'm in a big pile up, I'll still take that time. That's me. I don't mind. Not everybody's that way. Some people get very agitated. The question was asked on one of my posts about 2 is one, 1 is none, and I'll share that with you, and then I'll share first is last, last is first, so that whoever's seeing this video will try to relate to this old man. 2 is one for me means I'll take 2 of what I need to perform the task if 1 should fail. We have 2 radios when I go out. We have 2 batteries when I go out. I have 2 dipoles. As a matter of fact, I got dipoles for several bands. I have the ham sticks. I'm donating all the resonators to somebody who has a need when that time comes up. I don't need the money. That's not the point. I want to give back to our amateur radio hobby. And I remember when I was first getting into the hobby, what my Elmer did for me. I'm not an Elmer for anybody. I'm just an Elmer at heart. 2 is one, 1 is none. If something breaks down and you go out with 1 radio, or you go out with 1 coax, or you go out with 1 antenna, you go out with 1 power cord, you go out with 1 tuner, the point is, when you go out, are you prepared to function? Did you practice your setup at your home? That's great things. If you practice, did you have an opportunity to look for errors? Those errors can be a learning experience. You can, what's the word I want to use? Fix a boo-boo before a boo-boo becomes a major issue. Now, I don't know about the rest of you. I go an hour, generally speaking, minimum an hour, just to get to a park. It's 26 miles, but it takes me an hour to cross town to get to it. So, I have to have that extra backup. Prepare. You may not need it. And I'll share with you, one time I had a radio situation and I had to use a backup. One time I had an antenna situation and I had to use a backup. 2 is one, 1 is none. That's what it means. It doesn't mean 2 cups of coffee. No. I'm going to get my 2 cups. If I have to make them cups bigger, I'm going to get my 2 cups. When it comes to pile-ups, I use a term many times, if you've worked me, that's simple. First is last, last is first. And I, for myself, not Mike, and that's my running partner, and again, if anybody knows us, we've run for over 20 years. We know each other's body language, so to speak, how we operate. We're different, but we're similar. So when you run this old man, if I say first is last, last is first, that means the first people I hear, I'm going to write down. The loudest people, I'm going to hear partials. And I'm going to work all the partial calls I can on a piece of paper, not a laptop or device, because I can do more. That's me. So when I get down to the tail end of it, I got the QRP stations, or I got the mobile stations that are tail ending it. And I'm going to start from that last person and work my way back up. My logs reflect it time-wise because I put times in on each contact. So, if you're working me in a pile-up, you don't have to be first to be first. You could be last and still be first. All depends on how you do it. Think about that. Many of the activators that are out there, you got all 5.9 signals and people running excessive power they don't need to run because they want to be first. That's great. But not everybody can be first. Have a little patience. Us activators, we have patience. We're working the best we can. When the bands are up and down, it's really difficult. If we work a QRP or a mobile station or a station that is in the noise level, or another term is in the mud, and we ask you to come back and you hear it that we said, try back. Try back. The bands change. They really do. The bands change. So give it a shot. Don't give up. Yeah, you can spin the dial. Just make a dial rather. Make a note on your page if you're doing a piece of paper to go back and check back. So I wanted to share that with you because it's important. You activators that are out there busting your butts, it's not all a get together of burgers and fries and stuff like that. There's a great camaraderie with all the different hams and the types of hams that are out there, the knowledge levels of the hams. But it's a lot of work. Yesterday, the ranger come up, said we're going to be doing a controlled burn. I see you already got the lines up in the tree. Very nice, very respectful person, very proud of them up at Singletary. And he says, we're going to be doing a controlled burn. Well, we knew something was coming up because all these vehicles coming around the area we were parked in. And he says, it's going to be about an hour before we get out here to start doing our thing. No problem. We finished up on 60 meters and activated the parks on 60 meters alone, 27 contacts. So we said, we'll get it taken care of. And he says, go right over across the road there. There's a few cabins and lots of nice trees. And I said, okay, we can go over there. 30 minutes time it took to drop down the antennas, and we were running 2, and put the antennas back up across the road. So when we got set back up, we'd already run 60 meters, so we'd started doing the rest. 40 done awesome. 20 inhaled. I don't know if it's because of the time of day that we're out, the gray line effect. 15 non-existent. This old man only has so much stamina, and after a bit, I don't care how good the bands are, I get tired. And I have to stop. But the time it takes as an activator, you can spend an hour just in antenna up and down time, searching where the best antenna should go. Which antenna should you use? Now, yes, we have antennas on the car, ham sticks. It's no fun sitting in a car. It's operational if the weather's bad, like right now, today's the weather's great. But it's supposed to be downpouring rain here in the next hour or so. So we chose not to go out, because I didn't want to have my hair curled up anymore because of the elements. Lightning strike, and I ain't got much left on top. What I got I want to keep. I appreciate each one of you have been viewing my YouTube. It's exciting to see that Parks on the Air is growing so fast. You and I'll reach out right now, you and I need to help the next hunter become a hunter. Help the next activator become an activator. Share what we do and give them patience. When Mike and I go out, we have one thing in mind: the number of contacts we're going to get while the band's open while we're there. That's priority number 1. After that, we can go eat or do whatever, but that's where our focus is. Not everybody's like us. You do what you like. You go enjoy the park. You go enjoy the lake. You go do the hiking. I can't hike no more. I have a hard time walking to the car. But the thing is I'm still outside, and so are you. When you get outside that house and you get into the park, enjoy it. Enjoy the breeze blowing through your hair as you see. enjoy it. It's in the twinkling of an eye, it can all be gone. NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers and that are not just a darling old man. I appreciate all those who you have spent the time to watch this crazy video about somebody who's enjoying ham radio. What did you do on ham radio today is my page. What I did on ham radio. Feel free to come and take a look and join it if you like. We share what we do, whether it's on POTA, whether it's DMR, whether it's CW, whether it's building antennas. There is so much that you can do as a ham radio operator, and you can share it with other people. Become an Elmer. NC4XL 73 until our next video. Bye now.